this what you want? This fucking foliage? Is this what you want? Mr. Dips? Is this what you want? Me standing in front of EC3 buying designer coats? Is this what you want? Me sitting in some hipster hotel in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, fluffing pillows? Is this what you want? I don't believe this. This graffiti art, the hotels, avocado toast. All I want is a fucking Guinness. An ice cold Guinness. What the hell does that mean? Oh, this is what you wanted. This is your Monday Night Raw review right here on Off the Script. What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here for Monday Night Raw on Off the Script. It is March 9th, 2020, and I'm still waiting. I know you guys are waiting along with me. I'm still waiting for the real Wrestlemania to please stand up. I don't know what you guys are feeling, but after tonight, I really don't know the mindset in WWE as they head towards WrestleMania. I honestly feel, and it's the same thing every year, and I feel it more this year now than I honestly have felt it in previous years. I feel like more now than ever before, WWE is merely taking WrestleMania based off its name and just going on into WrestleMania because it's WrestleMania and everyone is supposed to be excited because it's WrestleMania. I don't know what I watched tonight, but I watched a company somewhat piece together WrestleMania season. It's like WWE waited for the Elimination Chamber to finish, which was pretty much irrelevant. And tonight, bare bones, they finally started piecing together their WrestleMania build. And at the end of the night, it's still not even at least 50% complete. We still don't know a lot of what is going to happen in Tampa. It just feels so flat. It really does feel so flat. I'm watching this show tonight, and I am always someone that says not everybody needs to be there every week. Not everybody needs to be there every week. But you got Becky Lynch out there with no Shayna Baszler. You got Drew McIntyre out there with no Brock Lesnar. You got AJ Styles out there with no Undertaker. It's like WWE is limping into WrestleMania. They're piecing WrestleMania together in 4 weeks. In 4 weeks. And in actuality, the reality of the situation should be WrestleMania should have been teased, put together. You should have started to see WrestleMania come together after the Royal Rumble was over. WrestleMania should have been at least fleshed out coming out of the Survivor Series. Everything should have been put into play coming out of Royal Rumble. And it's now, March 9th. We are less than 4 weeks away. And WWE is limping into WrestleMania with not even a half of a card. It's awful. It really is awful, man. Monday Night Raw was not a terrible show. It wasn't a good show. It wasn't a terrible show. And that's been the common theme with Monday Night Raw. It's been consistent, but it's been a consistent watchable is the best way for me to put it. It hasn't been downright terrible like we know it has been in the past. It's not terrible like SmackDown is terrible. It's been a consistent watchable. It's still painfully boring. It's still too long. 2 or 3 different segments that are standout on a show out of 16 does not make a good show. I'm letting you guys know right now it's not a good show. Tonight's show was painfully boring. And it really does not feel like WrestleMania season whatsoever. And I mentioned this on Off the Script. Look at WrestleMania's card that we have at least fleshed out right now. As we sit here tonight, look at what WWE has planned for WrestleMania. Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre includes a part-timer. John Cena versus Bray Wyatt includes a semi-retired John Cena. AJ Styles versus The Undertaker, part-timer. Edge versus Randy Orton, part-timer. The big four matches. The big four matches that WWE has planned for this show includes, and Bill Goldberg, how could I forget about Bill Goldberg? The five big matches, the five big marquee matches on this show. Bill Goldberg and Roman Reigns, number 5. The 5 big marquee matches on this show all include part-timers, all include people who cannot be there to build this show every single week. It's not how it should be, man. It really should not be that way. And it honestly does not feel like WrestleMania season at all this year. It's been bad in the past, but this year might very well be, especially in recent memory, the worst WrestleMania build of all time. And WWE probably internally doesn't feel like that. Internally, they are probably thinking, man, we're giving away a great WrestleMania card. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because I can honestly tell you with what you are advertising as far as the big marquee matches for WrestleMania right now are, I am only invested emotionally in one. And that has been consistent. That has been the only good consistent thing on Monday Night Raw. And that is Edge and Randy Orton. And that is pretty damn pathetic. We're going to go over everything that happened on Monday Night Raw tonight. Becky Lynch, she needed to show some intensity going into WrestleMania against Shayna Baszler. None of this cosplay Conor McGregor bullshit. None of this Carrot Top-like comedy that we've seen from Becky Lynch. We needed to see Becky as soon as Shayna won that Elimination Chamber the way that she did. And it did not go off well with the fans, which I'm going to save for Off the Script this weekend. But with Shayna winning the Elimination Chamber in the manner that she did, Becky needed to come out and be a completely different Becky Lynch. And that is what we've seen tonight. We've seen the intense Becky Lynch that we all fell in love with initially on this run as Raw Women's Champion. Rey Mysterio and Angel Garza had a solid TV match, but it still leaves them in limbo on what they're actually going to be doing at WrestleMania. We will discuss that and their great TV match here on Off the Script. Drew McIntyre looking strong as always. He was incredibly over in Washington, D.C. on Monday Night Raw, but it honestly seems like WWE is limping, like I said, like I mentioned in the beginning. Limping into WrestleMania, not only with the overall build, but especially with this feud. It seems like they have really nothing else to hang their story on outside of Brock Lesnar being dominant, which we all know he is, and Drew McIntyre finally getting to the point in which he always wanted to be as a WWE superstar. That makes for a great story to a certain extent. And like I mentioned, and I've been mentioning it and I will continue to mention it, you know, I would not be shocked, A, if WWE has Brock Lesnar win this match, number one. Number two, if Drew McIntyre does win the WWE Championship, it's all in the follow-up. Do you trust WWE to book Drew McIntyre as a solid, believable, legit babyface WWE champion? I don't trust them at all. AJ Styles and The Undertaker is all but confirmed. We will get the official contract signing next week for WrestleMania, but tonight AJ addressed what happened at the Elimination Chamber and might have cut the best promo he has personally cut in the WWE. Awesome stuff from AJ Styles tonight. Edge was finally coming back to Monday Night Raw to seek revenge on Randy Orton for what he did to Beth Phoenix and obviously what he did to Edge himself 2 months ago. But did WWE, with the way that they booked this tonight by having Edge beat up MVP, was that the proper message? Was that a right situation to send a message to Randy Orton? Was it as effective as WWE thought it would be? And Seth Rollins and his ongoing battle with the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders and Kevin Owens it has hit a point right now where it's just mindless repetition. What does WWE have to do to finally put an end to all this? And what do they have to do to find WrestleMania spots for everybody involved here? I don't know, man. I'm a pretty smart individual when it comes to this shit, and I really don't have any idea. But we will talk about that right here on Off the Script. Again, thank you guys so much for joining me. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That's on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you to everybody that live tweeted with me tonight during Monday Night Raw. Hit that subscribe button down below and turn on that bell for all notifications. If you guys missed anything that I uploaded this weekend, man, tons of stuff that you might have missed. Or if you want to go back and rewatch it again, Off the Script, episode 316, part 1 and 2 on Friday and Saturday. SmackDown on Friday. We had the live stream for the Elimination Chamber on Sunday afternoon. And then the official podcast right here on Off the Script, covering all of the Elimination Chamber, which was a god-awful pay-per-view by WWE on the road to WrestleMania. They should be ashamed of themselves. I got that review up on the channel. Make sure you guys go and check all of that out. Links will be down in the description of this very video. And if you want to support the podcast a little bit more, show some extra appreciation, Patreon is always open for you guys. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. And the podcast tonight is brought to you by my great friends over at Audible, audibletrial.com/off the script. 30 days free and a free audiobook when you use our unique link. Once again, that's audibletrial.com/off the scripts. Let's hit the top of the show. Becky Lynch was the first thing that we seen to open Monday Night Raw. And I was very interested to see what type of Becky Lynch we would get after Shayna Baszler was the first woman, or I think the first individual, period, to win the Elimination Chamber by eliminating every single competitor by herself. I think Braun Strowman, if my memory serves me correctly, Braun Strowman could have been that person, but lo and behold, he was eliminated by Roman Reigns in the end. Remember that chamber? A couple of years back. Braun Strowman eliminates everyone on his way to winning, and then he can't get by Roman Reigns. Of course, the Roman agenda rearing its ugly head. So Becky Lynch comes out. She is in Washington, D.C. Fans are chanting her name. She said Baszler cut through the entire field at the chamber in just a few minutes, including the one person it took her entire career to defeat, and that was Asuka. That was legitimately outside of its predictability, and we all knew that Shayna and Asuka were going to be the final two. Outside of all of that, the main gripe with me and that Elimination Chamber was how they treated Asuka, man. That was an absolute burial of Asuka. I don't give a shit about the women's division on Monday Night Raw. You could bury that division all you want. It's already fucking buried. It was buried before we even got into the Elimination Chamber. So don't cry me your fucking tears on social media that Shayna Baszler buried the fucking Raw women's division. It was already buried before that. The main thing I was worried about is how Asuka had come off, and she didn't look good whatsoever at the Elimination Chamber. We'll talk about that on Friday when we talk about Off the Script. She said she was a top-ranked MMA fighter for 10 years and has the longest combined title reign length in NXT history. I'm glad that they actually mentioned that and didn't really reword it differently to make her seem bigger than Asuka's streak. Combined, Asuka had 1, Shayna had 2 reigns. So I like that they actually differentiated those two statistics there. But she added she is a world-class scumbag. It's what everybody on social media thinks of me, so I kind of feel Shayna Baszler's pain there. She called her a black hole of charisma. This was actually in the promo. A black hole of charisma. Now, I'm listening to this, and I don't know what you guys are thinking about this, but I'm listening to this promo from Becky Lynch, and I hear that one line. At the end of this, I digest what all of what Becky Lynch said here, and that one line, Shayna Baszler is a black hole of charisma. 99% of this promo was effective. Becky Lynch went out there and did exactly what she needed to do, except that one line right there. I don't know who wrote this promo. I don't know if it was Paul Heyman or if he had a hand in it. I doubt it, because Paul is a huge fan of Shayna Baszler. I am thinking That line was thrown in there by Vince McMahon. Now, a lot of people think that I put out a video on Saturday. Oh, look, JD is spreading fake news. Vince McMahon reportedly is souring on Shayna Baszler. It might not look that after the Elimination Chamber, or it might not look like that after the Elimination Chamber, but I know for a fact that I am 100% right on that, and Meltzer is 100% right on that because he was the first one to report that news. I know for a fact that Vince McMahon is down already on Shayna Baszler. And this, even though she won and even though she's going to WrestleMania and more than likely she will win the Raw Women's Championship, right? That line was put in there by Vince McMahon to just give you a glimpse of what he's really thinking. He's against Shayna Baszler, but he needed to throw that in there because that's exactly how he feels about Shayna Baszler. Otherwise, that line should not be in there because it didn't really fit the overall feel of this promo where you're trying to hype up Shayna, but you're going to throw in there that she's a black hole of charisma. It doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't make any sense to me. That is a Vince McMahonism right there. She said she might be a bitch, but she's the bitch who runs this division. I like that line a lot. She said she used to recognize her only as a constipated-looking robot from NXT who refused to shake her hand last year. Now, I'm wondering if Becky Lynch confused Shayna with Charlotte. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure here. Constipated-looking robot, you don't have to look far. She's on the Monday Night Raw side. Charlotte Flair. She said now she sees clearly that she is the biggest threat to come her way since she pried the Raw title from Ronda Rousey's broken hand last year. And there's the Ronda reference. Shayna and Ronda are best friends. It wasn't really noted in here that they are. I do think that is the next step coming. You got to mention that. But Becky did say that Shayna has been hiding in the shadows. And she's been hiding in the shadows because she's seen and she's been monitoring what Becky Lynch has been doing. Shayna knows full and well what happened to her best friend Ronda Rousey. So I like that Becky Lynch threw it in there that Shayna Baszler was hiding in the shadows after what happened to Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania last year. She said Baszler isn't just looking to take her title, but she's rather looking to rewrite history. She said normal people like her shouldn't be able to beat trained killers like her. But she does, she did, and she will again. She said it'll be heart versus skill at WrestleMania. She said she feels she is discounting and underestimating her, and I'm going to smash your face in for it. I didn't really understand that line because it felt like Becky Lynch was discounting and undermining and underestimating Shayna Baszler with the way that she was acting coming into this thing. Shayna bites the neck, and then Becky Lynch, all she did was poke fun at Shayna Baszler. She took it to be not a serious threat, so I found that line also very confusing. Shayna, Becky says, is underestimating Becky, but in fact, it was the other way around based off Becky Lynch's actions leading up to this promo. So again, I didn't really understand that. This was a very strong promo. It was simple. It was effective. Becky Lynch had on all the high points that she needed to. Few hiccups there with the underestimating line and then the black hole of charisma line. I love the fact that they went over Shayna's record in NXT and her accolades in NXT and the fact that she is now they got this stupid moniker for her, the cage fighter. I don't really understand that. She is the queen of spades, but my logic here is that WWE needs to come up with another nickname for Shayna Baszler because there's already one queen on Monday Night Raw, and that's only reserved for Charlotte Flair, which is fucking ridiculous. So now they got Shayna, and they're calling her the cage fighter, Shayna Baszler. Whatever. I thought this was a great promo. This is exactly what we needed to see out of Becky Lynch. I like that they hit on all the high points of Shayna Baszler and her accolades, making her into a serious threat here following the Elimination Chamber. This is exactly what we needed to see. Hopefully they can build on this feud from here. I don't really have much faith in them, but like I said, bloodbath. I need to see brutality. I need to see intensity. I need to see some police cars, some handcuffs, some arrests, something. These two women have to come to blows. This is not a regular women's match. It's not. This is Shayna and Becky. Becky wants to be the man? Show me. Shayna, we all know what she could do. You are going to go and let Shayna go out there and be Shayna Baszler. Otherwise, you don't have much there. You need to continue booking her the way Triple H booked her in NXT. Otherwise, this is doomed to fail right from the word go. And what I am worried about, WWE booked this Elimination Chamber match on Sunday night. Shayna already destroyed everybody in the division and made everyone her massive inferior. Seriously. There's nobody else on this roster outside of Asuka. The one thing that they should have did coming out of the Elimination Chamber is make Asuka look strong, because after Becky, there's no one on Monday Night Raw to even stand next to Shayna Baszler and look legit. So they failed in that aspect as well. They didn't do anything to save that division or really give me a glimmer of hope in what's coming next for Shayna if she wins. The only competition she has is Asuka. And you buried her along with the rest of the division at the Elimination Chamber. That's what I was pissed about. I thought this was effective. It was simple. This was what needed to be done from Becky Lynch. Except that's, like I said, that black hole of charisma line really didn't fit. But that's what Vince McMahon thinks of Shayna Baszler. It's like he's almost trying to get back at Triple H. I don't know what you see in her, but to me, she's a black hole of charisma. That's what I felt from that one line there. Angel Garza versus Rey Mysterio. This was a very good TV match. And Angel Garza has been one of my favorite things outside of Edge and Randy Orton on Monday Night Raw. Rey Mysterio, we don't know where he fits into WrestleMania's card. Everybody's assuming it's going to be something with Humberto. It's going to be something with Andrade for the United States Championship. Angel Garza, he has racked up a few wins for himself. He's had a nice string of momentum outside of everybody else that's been brought up from NXT. He seems to be making the transition a lot more fluidly than others. And that's only a good thing. I don't know how you can book this guy wrong. This guy's got everything you need in a WWE superstar. But coming out of this, I didn't really know where they were going with any of these guys at WrestleMania. It could be a fatal four-way. It could be a one-on-one match. I don't really know. So going into this, I expected this to be a good TV match, and that's exactly what it was. Rey Mysterio wins here with a 619, and he connected with his springboard splash, or he kind of botched it a little bit, but then recovered nicely and dropped what looked to be an elbow drop. But Rey Mysterio wins in 9 minutes here. Good match, good win for Rey. Angel Garza suffers a loss here, but he doesn't really take a step back at all because he's had such a nice string of momentum. And losing to Rey Mysterio is not that big of a deal. It's fucking Rey Mysterio. Give me a break. Angel Garza is still going to have a prominent role, I think, or he should at least, going into WrestleMania with whatever he's involved with. Having Rey Mysterio get the win here establishes him on the road to WrestleMania. Garza has had a nice string of victories. He's already established. The only one that needs to be established here is Humberto. That's the only one. And just being that I have not been invested in him, I don't see WWE doing anything as far as I go to be invested in Humberto. So whatever the case might be, I would like to see a fatal four-way of sorts. I mean, I don't like multi-man matches, and everybody's kind of predicting it's going to be a fatal four-way. I don't mind it. As long as Angel Garza walks out of WrestleMania as the United States champion, that's what I want to see happen. Really, he's the one guy that has the most momentum going for himself, and I honestly think at this point you got to do what's right. Andrade seems to be a little flat at the moment. I don't think WWE has done Andrade any favors whatsoever. He's a fantastic wrestler, but he's just not over in the ways that I expected. Rey Mysterio's probably on his way out, so this is probably his last WrestleMania for a while in WWE. This will be Humberto's first WrestleMania. This will be Angel Garza's first WrestleMania. Garza needs to win the United States Championship. To me, in my eyes, he's the number one contender. A loss to Rey Mysterio doesn't put him back at all. This is a loss to Rey Mysterio. It's not the end of the world. Having a loss to Rey Mysterio on Angel Garza's record, I'm sure, is a thing of beauty to Angel Garza. It's Rey Mysterio. But I think Garza going into WrestleMania should be the ultimate winner, and he should be the new United States champion. Very good TV match, and I thought it was great. I really thought it was great. Charlotte strutted out, as always, android herself out to the ring, and she had this hideous olive green colored dress on. She was in the ring, and she said Ripley is the next big thing and the new shiny toy. It's exactly what she is, until Vince McMahon gets bored of her, and then she goes back on the shelf with the other shiny new toys that Vince McMahon got bored of. She said the video package that we seen, they replayed the same video package that we seen on NXT where Rhea Ripley is inside Raymond James Stadium, and she's talking about how people compared her to Charlotte Flair when she first came to the WWE, and everybody was saying that she looked like Charlotte, and she wanted to change all of that and just become different. She wanted to be herself and express herself. So that's exactly what she did. She said the video package was inspiring and had her all fired up. Uh-oh. Charlotte's overheating? Someone get this woman into the ice bath so she could be formally electrocuted, please. And then that means she'll be off TV. She said she is confused because she said at the end of the video package that had to be Rhea Ripley said that to be the best, that she has to beat the best. So obviously, she went on and said that she is the best, and it was all self-gloating from here for Charlotte Flair. She said Ripley is not her, and she will never be her, and there is only one of her. Oh, really? Really? There's only one android? She said Ripley is not her, and blah, blah, blah. She said she is wrestling for the NXT title to teach Ripley a lesson. Is she wrestling for the NXT title to teach Ripley a lesson? Or is it just to get another accolade on Charlotte Flair's record? How much of this is about putting Rhea Ripley over? And how much of this is to get Charlotte Flair in the record books at another WrestleMania as she stands there alone and achieves this accolade? Because this is the first time an NXT title is being defended at WrestleMania, and Charlotte is now a part of that. So there's a lot of firsts going on here for Charlotte in her career. This is just another one to add to the list. How much of this realistically, I'm being honest with you guys, how much of this realistically is about putting Rhea Ripley over, and how much of this is about getting another asterisk on Charlotte Flair's resume? I don't know. I'm not really invested in any of this. I'm not invested in Rhea Ripley like everybody else is invested in Rhea Ripley. I find no problem in Rhea Ripley, but I cannot find myself to fucking care about anything Charlotte Flair does. I'm telling you this right now. I don't care now. I will not care then. And I just fear that WWE is going to do the wrong thing, take the title off Ripley, put Charlotte in NXT, and then use Charlotte on NXT on Wednesday nights. And we know that's not going to work because Charlotte Flair is not a draw. She's not a draw. As was the case when she drew a 717,000 rating on Wednesday night to AEW's 906,000. Yeah, Charlotte Flair's a draw, right? Nobody gives a shit about Charlotte Flair on Wednesday night. She said it's one thing to walk through an empty stadium and talk about her hopes and dreams. My hopes and dreams is that we actually get a decent WrestleMania. By the looks of it, I don't think that's the case. And it's another to be humbled by the Queen in front of 90,000 people. So then Rhea Ripley comes out and, man, WWE has this thing of overproducing Rhea Ripley to a point where it's downright nauseating. Charlotte Flair is talking shit about you and your match at WrestleMania. You defending the title against her at WrestleMania. Rhea Ripley comes out and she does her whole entrance and she does the thing with her coat, which I'm beginning to fucking hate more and more every single week. She does the big stomp and the fireworks go off as if she's wrestling a match. Can you just please come out and address this woman in a formal way? Why do you need a grand introduction on Monday Night Raw in this situation? She did this same thing when Charlotte was on NXT, beating up Bianca Belair after their match. She just comes strolling on out. She does the whole jacket thing. Fireworks go off or whatever the fuck goes off. Her music goes off. She's doing a full-blown entrance as if she's wrestling a wrestling match. It looks ridiculous. All she needs to do is come out and address Charlotte Flair. No theatrics. It looks so fucking produced and so forced. It really does. Ripley enters the ring. She said she was going to explain something to Charlotte Flair. Charlotte immediately cut her off and said they already listened to her talk for 2 minutes via the video package that we just seen. She said, this isn't NXT, it's Monday Night Raw. I don't know what you're trying to tell me, Charlotte, but I wish it was NXT. Really, nobody wishes this was Monday Night Raw, honey. And this is my kingdom. Oh, really? Please, send me to the gallows if this is your kingdom, please. So, you are excused, she says. She held up her hand in Ripley's face, and then Ripley She punched Charlotte, not in the face, kind of in the face, but more in the left shoulder. Charlotte went down. She started smiling. Rhea Ripley started smiling. Back and forth camera shots of Charlotte smiling and Rhea Ripley smiling. I don't know what to think, man. I am not interested in this whatsoever. I am a fan of Rhea Ripley. I really am. But I honestly, the way WWE is producing this and the way WWE is going about this, they're actually making me less of a fan of Rhea Ripley. And I don't know if I want that. I really don't know if I want that. I want to be invested in this, but I just cannot bring myself to care about anything Charlotte Flair does because there's this stigma around Charlotte Flair that she's just literally handed everything. All these first-time evers, and she's the greatest of all time. It's like, enough of this shit already. Make the title seem important. I feel like they're deviating away from the title here, slightly. That the title is not about, or the most important thing on the line here. It's not about the title. It's about Rhea Ripley trying to make a name for herself off of Charlotte Flair, as if Charlotte Flair is the fucking end-all be-all for WrestleMania. Honey, it's about the fucking title. You won the Royal Rumble. You're challenging for the title. Make this about the championship. Charlotte is making it about herself. Ripley's trying to make a name for herself off of Charlotte Flair. I don't give a fuck about that. I want to see two women compete over the biggest women's prize in WWE. Seriously. And I feel like they're deviating away from that every single time these two women are in the ring. I just can't bring myself to care. And I feel that you guys feel the same way I do. Bobby Lashley versus Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder found himself away from catering for about 60 seconds. And Bobby Lashley dominated with a dominator in 1 minute. There you go. I don't know what the reason for this match was. This is WrestleMania season, by the way. Bobby Lashley versus Zack Ryder on Monday Night Raw. 4 weeks away from WrestleMania. I'd love for an explanation as to why this match needed to be on the show tonight. Now, I did throw something out on social media, which I want to bring to your attention here on the podcast. Is WWE building Bobby Lashley up to be a little bit more serious, a little bit more dominating, a little bit more legit, right? Following all this wedding shit with Lana and Rusev and Liv Morgan. Are they actually rebuilding Bobby Lashley for something a little bit more serious after WrestleMania? Because we all know he's not going to be a part of WrestleMania. The most he'll do is the Andre the Giant Memorial Catering VIP Battle Royal. That's all he's got. But are they rebuilding Bobby Lashley for the summer? Because if Brock Lesnar loses the title, will WWE maybe eventually visit the Lashley-Lesnar feud that we should have got when Lashley first came back to the WWE? I don't know. Wins like this certainly could point in that direction. Otherwise, I don't get the point of this being on this show. 4 weeks away from WrestleMania. Just throwing that out there so you guys can discuss down below in the comment section. Aleister Black was sitting in the broom closet sniffing chlorine or Clorox or Lysol. Apparently, Lysol kills the outbreak that's going on. I went to Walmart today, and I went down the beverage aisle, right? And I was looking for a case of water. There was not one case of water to be found. Not one. Not one. Now, luckily, I had water in the trunk of my car, so I wanted to buy extra just as a precautionary measure, 1. 2, I use a lot of water during the day. I drink like 4 or 5 bottles of water a day, and then I take 2 with me to the gym. So, I run through water pretty quickly. Not one case of water in all of Walmart down the beverage aisle. So I bought myself some seltzer. Apparently there's a thing going around where toilet paper is the big thing. People are buying up fucking 6 or 7 cases of fucking toilet paper because of fear of just being holed or, contained for 2 weeks, for the 14 days. It is ridiculous, man. Folks, it's the fucking flu, okay? I'm not worried. I wash my hands. I take the proper precautions. It's the fucking flu. I'm tired of all this fear-mongering that you see everywhere. People are fucking going crazy over this shit. Calm the fuck down. This is exactly what they want to do to you. I'm just saying this right now. It's the fucking flu. Seriously, it's not the end of the fucking world. Anyway. See, this is what I get when Aleister Black is sitting in a fucking closet with Lysol. Sitting in his room. He's about to talk about, I guess, AJ Styles and whatever happened at the Elimination Chamber. And then he heard a knock on his door. He got up and stood there. Seth came in with Buddy Murphy. Black asked what he could do for them. Seth says he's excited to meet him, as Murphy has told him a lot about Aleister Black. Seth says he's an expert at the numbers game. He said he should ask Owens. He pitched Black to join the ministry. Black said perhaps, and perhaps not. Seth got upset and said, maybe I wasn't clear. Either you are with me or against me. Black said, listen, those seem to be fighting words to me, and you knocked on the right door because I accept. There you go. So we got AJ and Black 1 week ago on Raw, and now we got Rollins and Black on Monday Night Raw. WWE clickbaited us with that match last week. Were they going to clickbait us this week with this match? Find out in a little bit. Because this is something that I would be highly interested in if built up properly. So WWE is giving away a big marquee match on this brand legitimately for nothing. So we'll see what happens. So that match was booked for later in the show. Drew McIntyre versus Erick Rowan. Rowan carried his cage to the ring, which was revealed to be a robotic spider that he got from the Halloween store for $2.99, discounted at 90% off. Jerry the King Lawler was asking all throughout this thing, what's in the cage? Whatever is in the cage. Whatever's in the cage is not in the cage anymore after what Drew McIntyre did to the cage during this match. As if we didn't see this fucking idiot take this thing out of the cage last week and hold it up as if he was holding up something from a treasure chest he just found in The Legend of Zelda. We just seen him pull out a big robotic spider with like 8 eyes last week, and Jerry the King Lawler's like, well, whatever's in the cage now is certainly not in the cage anymore. You fucking serious? Is this guy really that demented? Jerry Lawler, get this guy off of commentary. Seriously. He just does not belong there anymore. And I can't stand when commentary makes you feel like a fucking idiot like that, because I just seen this guy pull this fucking thing out last week. Yet I'm being told that whatever's in the cage. What is it? Tell me whatever is. Because I know I seen it. Rowan carried his cage to the ring. And Rowan charged at the bell. Drew kicked him. Rowan tried to take it to Drew, but this lasted 2 minutes. This really didn't do anything. So Rowan tried to fight back. Drew threw him into the ring post shoulder first. He hit a Future Shock DDT and then counted down the 3-2-1 before hitting the Claymore kick for the win. So that's pretty much it. So during the match, Rowan tried to take it to Drew at ringside, but Drew reversed him into the ring post and then overhead slammed him on the mat, which was pretty nice because Rowan's no small guy. So Drew McIntyre moved over to the cage and he put the cage on the mat. He took the steel steps and lifted the steel steps up and crushed the cage. Rowan's gimmick is dead. I'm guessing after last week, WWE seen how fucking ridiculous it was, so they booked Rowan this week, and they booked Drew McIntyre to kill what was ever in the cage, the spider. They booked McIntyre to kill the fucking spider on Raw because WWE realized how fucking ridiculous it was. And WWE knew it was shit, and they wanted to exterminate this thing ASAP. That's exactly what they did tonight. So this is WWE pretty much admitting that the gimmick and the reveal of whatever was in the cage was a complete failure. That's what I got out of this segment tonight. Drew McIntyre wins with the Claymore kick. The 3-2-1 was incredibly over. Nailed it. And he's looking strong going into WrestleMania. Moving on here, we see the commercial for Paige. She will be on SmackDown confronting Bayley, of all people, And Jeff Hardy returns to SmackDown after almost 1 year away. Still, that is not enough to make SmackDown interesting. Bruce? Where's Mustafa Ali, Bruce? I don't give a fuck about Jeff Hardy. Give me Ali. Clown. Anyway, the Kabuki Warriors were in the ring. I wanted to get up. It's like they were in the ring and it was so bad that I could not turn my head away from how bad it was. I just wanted to keep listening to see how bad it could actually get or how worse it could actually get. I legitimately wanted to go get up and do anything else while these two were in the ring on the microphone. You know what I was thinking? Asuka and Kairi Sane have a microphone in their hand and they're cutting this promo and they're laughing and they're giggling and they're talking in Japanese. I would love to see, I swear on my fucking grandfather's tomb, I would love to see the reaction. I wish Vince McMahon had like a fucking live cam in front of him watching this promo. If he was even there backstage, I have no idea. I would love to see Vince McMahon's reaction to these two cutting a promo in the ring. Seriously. This was absolutely cringe. Over the top Vicky Guerrero. I'm sorry, Jesse. Over the top Vicky Guerrero like fucking nauseating. That's how bad this was. I don't know what the fucking point of that was, but holy shit. All I heard Asuka say was Alexa Bliss. Alexa Piss. Or whatever the fuck she said. So this obviously led to a tag team match with the Kabuki Warriors versus Natalya and Liv Morgan. This went 11 minutes. This went 11 minutes too long. So, Lola, the only thing I wrote in my notes here is that Lola referred to Asuka as Oksana. That pretty much tells you all you need to know about this match. 11 minutes and Kairi and Asuka win. I'm sorry, I barely paid attention to this shit. The tag team titles in WWE need to be exterminated like fucking Rowan Spider. I wish the tag team titles were in the cage with the fucking Spider while McIntyre smashed the cage. Get rid of them. Fucking worthless. Kairi Sane should do herself a favor and when her contract is up, fucking get on that next flight to Japan and never look back. Fucking awful. Yet, the tag team titles at WrestleMania, get this folks, the rumor going around is that it will be the Kabuki Warriors versus, I guess, WWE's version of the best friends here, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Where are you, Nikki Cross? Will the real Nikki Cross please stand up? Because she looks nothing like I remember. And Natalya and Beth Phoenix in a triple threat match. Now, I don't know what Natalya or Beth Phoenix are going to do to deserve a tag team title match. I guess Natalya is going to go to war with Asuka and Kairi Sane and find the right partner, maybe, for herself at WrestleMania. She's going to go through Liv Morgan and maybe Sarah Logan, right? And she'll end up with Beth Phoenix at WrestleMania. That's the way I see it. I mean, who gives a shit? It's pre-show worthy. Seriously. It's not even pre-show worthy. It's fucking main event worthy on WWE Main Event or WWE Superstars. I don't care. Why is this shit getting a WrestleMania spot? I'll never understand it. Kairi and Asuka win. Complete garbage. Complete garbage. Before we get on with the AJ Styles promo, just want to make sure you guys are aware, Audible is sponsoring the show tonight. audibletrial.com/offthescript. 30 days free of their service. One free audiobook of your choice. You got over 200,000 choices to choose from, a lot of which are wrestling related. Jim Ross has a new book. Now, you might not like his commentary on Dynamite. You might not even watch Dynamite, but you know Jim Ross is the voice of our childhood clown. So Jim Ross has a new book out. It's called Under the Black Hat. You guys can get it for free. It's on pre-order right now. You can get it for free using our link, audibletrial.com/offthescript. 200,000 choices to choose from, a lot of which are wrestling related, like I said, and you get that one free audio book and 30 days of their service. It's a great deal, so hit up Audible and get yourself something for free just for listening to Off the Script today. audibletrial.com/offthescript. AJ, Carl Anderson, and Luke Gallows walked out, and AJ had lost to Aleister Black on Sunday. 20 minutes of a no DQ match where everybody just waited and waited and waited. No DQ match, which was only set in stone because of The Undertaker's return to start building his feud with AJ Styles at WrestleMania. Styles came out, complained about The Undertaker sticking his nose in the OC's business and costing him moments. He threw to a video package on what happened to the Elimination Chamber with The Undertaker helping Aleister Black to win. So fans are chanting Undertaker in Washington, D.C. Styles went on to say 3 years ago at WrestleMania, he saw Roman Reigns beat Undertaker. Undertaker then folded his jacket, took off his hat, took off his gloves, and laid them in the ring. He threw his fist up in the air and descended into the darkness as if he was riding off into the sunset. I like the fact that AJ brought this up, because if the whole story is AJ really wanting moments for himself and guys like The Undertaker come back every single year and take moments away from guys like AJ who are there every week, full time, on the road, I like that they used that visual here to tell the story. That was awesome. He says he thinks he should have done that when Lesnar ended his streak, but that's another story. I don't think the streak, still to this day, I don't think the streak should have ever been broken, but that's just me. He said it was a beautiful, powerful moment, but Undertaker ruined it when he came back to the WWE. He asked if it was Taker's ego or need for the spotlight. He said, it's going to cost him because I want you at WrestleMania. Styles says he might be hesitant 10 or 15 years ago calling Undertaker out, but he doesn't see this mythical monster anymore. Another key line. I love the fact that not only AJ mentioned the whole Roman Reigns deal at the end of the match, with him folding up his ring gear and going away, as if he was done for good, but I love the fact that AJ said he does not see a mythical monster anymore. And I don't think any of us really see a mythical monster anymore in the WWE. The WWE, they use The Undertaker because they think he's still that mythical monster that we all love and know and remember from our childhood. But the reality of the situation is in 2020, The Undertaker is far from being mythical. He's far from being a monster. The Undertaker has almost humanized himself in the end stages of his career. He's got an Instagram. He's got a Twitter. He's flashing his public life all over the place. He's doing sit-down interviews. Back in the day, you would have never seen anything like this from The Undertaker. You wouldn't hear a peep from The Undertaker. You wouldn't even know The Undertaker is married to Michelle McCool, which was also brought up here by AJ Styles. What I do see is a broken down old man named Mark Calloway. And that is the first time in my 30 plus years of watching this product that I've seen The Undertaker on my fucking TV, that I've ever heard The Undertaker's real name called out on WWE television. It's something that honestly doesn't bother me. Now, at 38 years old, it doesn't bother me because, like I said, it's 2020. You got to change with the times. The Undertaker has been a little bit more mainstream nowadays. He's been a little bit more open about who he is. He might think that he's too old to be living that character back in the day. It's the end of his career. He doesn't want to be going around everywhere, the dead man, rolling his eyes back and doing this and tombstones and choke slams and being fucking mythical and caskets and fucking fire and lightning, all this shit. He wants to be Mark Calloway. He wants to be Mark Calloway who plays The Undertaker. Undertaker has a social media presence. He was tweeting at WWE over his displeasure about how they treated his wife in a recent poll or recent polling that they did on WWE.com. He's got an Instagram. His life is public. He's talking about his diets on Instagram. He's taking pictures with his wife on Instagram on vacations and husband and wife outings. It doesn't bother me. AJ using his name on TV does not bother me because of all those reasons. And I know for a fact that they had no story going in. This is why they're doing it. This is the story. This is the best story that you could tell with someone like AJ going up against The Undertaker. I don't mind it. I really don't. And the fact that he's mentioning all of this, I love the personal feel to it. Because it's going to make the match and The Undertaker's appearances a little bit more unpredictable. We don't know how The Undertaker's going to react. We don't know what version of The Undertaker we're going to get. He might come out as Big Evil. Who the fuck knows? He might come out as the American Badass. We don't know. That's a ongoing rumor every single year at WrestleMania. Could be an opening to that, which I don't think it will be, but I like the fact that they're bringing real life into this, because it's realistically the only way that they could possibly generate any interest for this story. You know, there is no story outside of what AJ tried to do here. And for everybody saying, oh my goodness, you know, why would they throw The Undertaker under the bus like that? Give me a break. The Undertaker approved of all of this to be said almost immediately. Undertaker, it was reported, wanted to work with AJ. He handpicked AJ to be his opponent at WrestleMania. So WWE would never do Undertaker dirty like that. They would never get clearance to just say his name out there without the Undertaker's approval. They would never get AJ to say anything about his wife or his personal life on TV without the Undertaker's approval, or anything he does as far as social media goes without the approval of the Undertaker. This is all approved by the Undertaker. This is approved by both parties. They're trying to generate interest and tell a story. Here, I thought this came off very well. So he said Taker should have retired 10 years ago. And that's when he was in his prime. Styles said Michelle McCool is to blame. He said she and Taker are married. If you didn't know, he said she plays him like a fiddle. He said they have a beautiful family and everything is great, but she just is the most conniving person I have ever met in my entire life. Styles says they can boo all they want, but the truth is the truth. He offered advice to The Undertaker. I'm the good guy. Undertaker, your wife is going to run you into the ground and I'm going to help her. Then he leaned into the camera to speak to The Undertaker, which I like. I love this little aspect. Instead of talking to the fucking crowd, look into the camera. Talk to The Undertaker. He leaned into the camera. He smiled. I'm going to make sure that you die in that ring at WrestleMania. Let me rephrase that. I'm going to take The Undertaker's soul at WrestleMania. I'm going to do exactly what his wife wants me to do. It's pretty simple. I'm challenging The Undertaker to a one-on-one match at WrestleMania. He said Taker has already lost his dignity, his pride, and his mystique. You're just a broken down old man, he said. He told fans to chant for Taker all they want, but the truth is the fans don't care about The Undertaker anymore. He told him to accept this challenge because he will literally put the nail in The Undertaker's coffin. That's that. I thought this was excellent. This was AJ Styles' best promo. As far as he's been in the WWE, this has been his best promo in WWE so far. This was fantastic. I love this. It's got me a little bit more interested in the match. Can't say that I'm there completely yet, but we'll see what happens, man. I'm not expecting a Shawn Michaels Undertaker Classic, but this got off on the right foot, and then the contract signing is next week on Monday Night Raw in Pittsburgh. So we got Austin and The Undertaker on Monday Night Raw next week. There you go. Riddick Moss versus Cedric Alexander for the 24/7 title. Cedric Alexander went to the Ricochet class of loser and lost in 2 minutes here. Riddick Moss wins with a neckbreaker. Now, I don't get what they're doing here with the 24/7 title. I'm going to try and be positive about this because the overwhelming negative here is that Cedric Alexander was fucking buried, the same way that Ricochet was buried by Riddick Moss. They obviously like Riddick Moss. They see something in Riddick Moss. They see some breakout potential there. Even though he's the 24/7 champion, he's the one guy that has held on to that title and legitimately beaten guys for it. And he looks fantastic in the ring. If they gave him some sort of direction and some sort of character where fans are not chanting, "Who the fuck are you?" then I could see Riddick Moss being a breakout guy. He's got all the natural ability and the tools to be a breakout guy if he has some sort of direction on this show. Right now, they ain't doing him any favors holding that championship. But a win like that over Cedric Alexander in a dominating fashion like that tells me that they see something in him, and hopefully that could grow. I don't know what it's going to grow into, but right now nobody gives a shit. And that's the sad thing about it, because Riddick Moss is a talented guy. I don't know. Hour 3, we got MVP in the ring, which is not a good thing for me. I don't really give a shit. But MVP's in the ring, and he's ranting on Washington, D.C. He said they aren't even a state. He said they're just a dot that nobody cares about. And this is a show that nobody cares about. What's the difference? He said he's transitioning from an in-ring wrestler to an absolute brainiac. Oh, really? I'm a brainiac, motherfucker. He says he's held gold, so now he's going to help guide others to greatness. He says he's going to build a stable, starting with Edge. So right then and there, I was like, I'm done with this segment already. Like, I know that MVP was promoted for the show beforehand, and he had a message of some sorts on Instagram. As soon as he said that he was going to start a stable with Edge, I'm like, this shit sucks. Like, if he came out there legitimately and said he wanted to start a stable with Ricochet, or start a stable with Cedric Alexander, or start a stable with the Street Profits, then I would have been a little bit more understanding, and I would have listened to what MVP had to say. But as soon as he mentioned as Edge, I zoned out. I zoned out. I could not give a single shit about what this guy had to say further. He said he and Edge go way back. He learned a lot from him. He said Edge is a good dude, but he has some difficulty with focus. He said with his guidance, he could lead Edge back to prominence he once had. I doubt it, folks. I doubt it. MVP is talking a lot of bullshit right now. I can make Edge a champion again. Edge was shown arriving at the arena. He pulled up into his into the arena via an SUV, and he looked like he was on a mission. He was heading straight for the ring and was going to call out Randy Orton. MVP was excited about presenting him with this offer. Edge didn't give a fuck about MVP. So Edge's music played. He came out, and he yanked the microphone out of MVP's hand and called for Randy to grow his set and get your ass out here right now. So fans cheered. He jammed the mic into MVP's chest. MVP then asked what was wrong with him. He said he's focusing on the wrong things and embarrassing himself. He said, speaking of the wrong things, how is your wife? So that obviously turned Edge into a fucking psychotic motherfucker. Edge speared MVP and Randy Orton, picking his spots brilliantly. As soon as he seen Edge spear MVP, he attacked Edge. Don't know where he came from. I believe he came from underneath the ring. So Edge grabbed Orton and gave him an RKO. And Edge then laid out Orton. He went to go get 2 chairs from the timekeeper's area. And he wanted to give Orton a concerto. And Edge was about to do what he wanted to do to Randy Orton, but he slithered out of the ring, did Randy Orton. So MVP got in Edge's path, and Edge put him to sleep in a sleeper hold, and Orton was staring at what was going on in the ring, and MVP was gasping for breath. He was knocked out. Edge looked down at MVP, gave him an RKO on a chair. MVP takes terrible bumps, by the way. That RKO onto the chair looked fucking awful. But regardless of that, he RKO'd MVP into the chair, and he was down face first into the chair. He gave MVP a concerto, looked at Orton, and then the fans chanted for one more time, and Edge hit MVP again with a second concerto, and that was pretty much it. I don't really mind MVP getting his ass kicked. It's always fun to see MVP get his ass kicked, but he was made to look like a blithering fucking idiot out there. If MVP wants to start a stable, I'm all for that. I just think throwing him out there is just like, you know? They could have honestly used anybody for that spot. The entire situation with this spot was nothing about MVP. MVP or anybody it could have been was merely going to be out there to take a beating from Edge, because Edge is not going to get his hands on Randy Orton. Edge is not going to get his hands on Randy Orton tonight. He's not going to get his hands on Randy Orton next week. He's not going to get his hands on Randy Orton for the go-home show. Edge is going to get his hands on Randy Orton at WrestleMania. Because Randy Orton is the sick, sadistic motherfucker here who not only put Edge out for 2 months following his Royal Rumble return, but RKO'd his wife. The whole story here now is Edge getting his revenge and what Edge is going to do when he gets his hands on Randy Orton. Why would you give away 50% of the storyline here? We already got something brewing here with Randy Orton doing what he did. The other part of this, there's only 2 things left. 1, Edge getting his hands on Orton, and 2, Edge winning. So why would you give away 50% of what Edge and his part of the storyline here is? It doesn't make sense. He gets his hands on Orton at WrestleMania, and Randy Orton now, being that Edge is back, he was the venomous heel. Now he's going to be the cowardly heel until he gets Edge at WrestleMania the way he wants in some sort of stipulation match. Simple. This is simple, effective storytelling, and still, consistently, every single week is the best thing on this show. That's all MVP was used for in this situation. He was used as a puppet to sell Edge, taking his frustrations out, but not on Randy Orton. Simple. That's all it was. So we seen Caruso approach Edge. I thought he was going to have another role in the show, but Caruso approached Edge. He asked nothing about what Caruso wanted, but he asked where Randy went, and she said, I don't know anything, but he left the building. And he looked absolutely maniacal, did Edge. So he wanted Randy, and like I said, he ain't going to get his hands on Randy until April 5th. And I hope they don't touch until WrestleMania. Seth Rollins with Buddy Murphy against Aleister Black. Did we get this match? For a little bit we did. And then WWE clickbaited you. Black won by DQ. Black got some offense here, sending Seth to the floor. He teased a dive, flipped off the middle rope, sat up in the middle of the ring, did his whole thing. Seth took over eventually. Black made a comeback, landed a high kick. Black went for a snap German suplex into a bridge, but Buddy Murphy jumped in, causing the DQ. So we kind of got a match, and we kind of didn't. WWE clickbaited you, but kind of didn't. Black went after Murphy. Seth joined in and called for AOP to join in the beatdown. Viking Raiders and the Street Profits came out there for the save. Montez Ford asked the referee, whoa, where you going, ref? Don't go nowhere. We want to make this an 8-man tag team match right now. Yeah, that sounds like Monday Night Raw, no question. So we got an 8-man tag. Aleister Black hits the showers. He had an advertised match against Seth. We only got 8 minutes of it, which I wanted to see more of. So he hits the showers. We got Viking Raiders and the Street Profits versus the Ministry. Or Rollins' fucking Ministry. The Monday Night Messiah with Murphy and the AOP. I could not bring myself, just like Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley, I could not bring myself to care about this shit. I'm done. I am fucking done with this shit. I cannot stand this feud anymore, man. Seth and Murphy with AOP win in 15 minutes. Literally, the one thing I took away from this match was that Razor of AOP looked like he was holding his arm against his chest. It looked like he might have hurt himself. Every situation that he was in, he was either selling the arm or he was legitimately hurt because he didn't move his arm away from his chest. I hope he's okay. I really do. I don't know where the injury or the potential injury came from, but either that, he's really injured, or he's a great fucking seller. I don't know what happened, but I'm going to keep a close eye on that. This was the same shit that we got every single week leading up to the Street Profits winning the tag team titles, then again at the Elimination Chamber, and we get rinse and repeat. This is WrestleMania season, folks. This is WrestleMania season. How are you going to factor all of these parties into a WrestleMania feud or a WrestleMania match? I'm thinking Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins one-on-one. It doesn't make sense. A, it's not interesting enough. To me, it's not a WrestleMania match. To you, it might be. To me, it's not. To me, it's main event on Raw worthy. That's it. I don't see the interest there. I don't know if you book that match, what you're going to do with Murphy, the Viking Raiders, the Street Profits, Aleister Black, AOP, Samoa Joe returning. He'll be back in a couple of weeks from his violation. What are you going to do with all these parties that have been actively involved here? Tag team titles are not on the line anymore. WWE fucked that up by giving those titles to the Street Profits. They should have been on Rollins and Murphy to lose to Owens and Joe at WrestleMania. But WWE, like I said, fucked that up. What do we do? The only logical thing that I could really come up with here for all of these guys at WrestleMania is a early preview for the Survivor Series. 5-on-5 elimination. Rollins, Murphy, AOP, and a mystery tag team partner versus Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, Aleister Black, and the Viking Raiders. Simple. And The mystery partner, if WWE wants to be creative here, the mystery partner could be Ricochet. Imagine that. Imagine that Rollins went to go recruit Aleister Black. Aleister Black said no. Who teamed with Aleister Black and won the Dusty Classic last year? Ricochet. Who did Aleister Black debut with on the main roster? Ricochet. Ricochet's been a loser on Monday Night Raw. Wouldn't it be great if WWE had some form of storyline for Ricochet where he joined the ministry? You're either with me or against me. And Aleister Black looks at a heel Ricochet standing across from the ring and wonders what happened to his old buddy Ricochet. Ricochet wants to right the wrongs. He wants to start winning. He wants to stop being a loser. Join Seth Rollins in this 5-on-5. It'll get Ricochet on WrestleMania. You could put an end to this thing, make it a 5-on-5 elimination match, and have the baby faces go over. Simple. I just saved WWE a massive fucking headache from booking all of these guys on WrestleMania in a meaningful match. There you go. I work for free, Vince. I work for free, Heyman. There you go. All you got to do is convince Vince McMahon to get Ricochet into that role. I think that sounds like a great idea. Now, what do you do with the Street Profits? I have no fucking idea. I really don't have any idea. So if you guys come up with a logical situation, this is your homework for tonight. With the match that I just pitched to you, what do you do with the Street Profits? If that is an idea, what do you do with the Street Profits at WrestleMania? Leave me your ideas down below. Guys, I'm getting out of here. That's your Monday Night Raw review. If you enjoyed the video, let me know what you think down below. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That's on Twitter and Instagram. We have Patreon, patreon.com/JD from NY206. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on that bell for all notifications. If you missed any of the other content this weekend, links are down below. And I will be back with something tomorrow. As always, I'm here almost 7 days a week, but I should have some live stream stuff tomorrow. I think that new Call of Duty Warzone gameplay or that new Warzone game mode's coming out. I might be live with my buddy Mr. Soldier again. We'll see what happens. But until then, guys, the next wrestling content you'll see here is AEW Dynamite as we build towards their version of War Games in New Jersey. Can't wait. Hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you guys right back here tomorrow with more content on the channel. Till then, have a good night, guys. See you later.